The rain fell hard against the tinted windows of the black SUV as Richard Whitmore leaned back into the leather seat, tapping impatiently at his Rolex. Manhattan's rush hour had slowed his ride to a crawl, and it was already 6:47 p.m. He was late. Not for a board meeting. Not for a Forbes interview. He was late for something he couldn't reschedule, buy, or fix later. His daughter's 7th birthday. For most of the world, Richard was a titan, the man behind a billion-dollar tech empire, a regular on business magazine covers, the kind of man whose phone buzzed with deals, not feelings. But tonight, as he sat inches away from a chauffeur with nothing to say and everything on his mind, Richard wasn't a CEO. He was a father on the verge of regret. He burst through the mahogany doors of his penthouse, arms full of gifts, designer clothes, the latest gadgets, a pink electric scooter imported from Italy. His shoes echoed across the marble floors as he called out, "Ella. Daddy's home." Silence. He found her in the kitchen. Not in her princess dress. Not surrounded by party balloons or a crowd of friends. No hired clown, no cake, no laughter. Just his little girl, sitting at the kitchen table in her pajamas. A single cupcake, slightly squashed. One candle. Flickering weakly. And a damn toaster. That's what she had placed the cupcake on. A toaster. The kind Richard had never used and probably cost $20 at most. She leaned forward slowly, and before he could speak, she blew out the candle. He froze. He couldn't speak. She looked up, smiling. I waited. But then the cupcake was getting cold. His world stopped. The weight of every missed bedtime, every broken promise, every assistant-planned moment of fatherhood crushed his chest like a vice. He had thrown a party last year on a yacht, with fireworks, a magician, even celebrity guests. But tonight, what she wanted, was him. Not the money. Not the stuff. Just him. Richard sat down across from her, silent for a moment. I'm sorry, baby, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. I thought all of this would make you happy. Ella shrugged with a simplicity only a child could manage. I just wanted you here. Mommy always made cupcakes. I tried to do it like her. And just like that, her words sliced through the air like lightning in a storm. Her mother. Gone 2 years now. Cancer. It was the one battle Richard hadn't been able to buy his way out of. Since her death, he buried himself in work, as if money could patch up the hollow in their lives. But his daughter didn't need a billionaire. She needed a dad. The next morning, Richard didn't go to the office. Instead, he packed a suitcase. Not for a business trip, but for something he hadn't done in years. They flew coach. Not first class. He turned his phone off. Deleted every app that made money buzz in his pocket. They went to the countryside where Ella's mother had grown up. Picked apples. Got lost in sunflower fields. Baked cupcakes together in a kitchen that smelled of cinnamon and butter, not marble countertops and corporate silence. Back in New York, his board raised eyebrows. Shareholders panicked. News outlets speculated a mysterious sabbatical. But Richard didn't care. He started something new. Not another tech startup. Something simple. He used his wealth to fund presents. Not just for his daughter, but for thousands of children. Free daycares for single parents. Camps for grieving kids. Kitchens that taught fathers how to bake with their children. And every year on Ella's birthday, they still made a cupcake. One candle. No yacht. No camera crews. Just love. Because sometimes, the richest man in the room is the one sitting across from a child, listening. Not the one buying silence with diamonds. You can't outsource love. You can't reschedule time. What matters most isn't how much you give, but how much of yourself you're willing to share. And sometimes, one cupcake on a toaster says more than 1,000 gifts in a penthouse.